Hi everybody, Anthony Navarro here with Colorado Shooting Sports. I have a special guest today. His name is Phil Harding, and he's a student over at UNC, but I would like him to introduce himself to you, to give you all the inside facts on what he does and where he goes to school and what he's up to.
Hi, my name is Phillip Harding, like you said. I'm actually a graduate of University of South Alabama. Coming here to do work for Burris. I also do I'm the Rocky Mountain Regional Director of Student for Concealed Carry, working for 6 states here in the Rocky Mountain region, doing a lot of work for the Pro Gun Initiative.
Awesome. And what are you majoring in at UNC?
Administrative Science.
Administrative Science. Awesome. I myself am a UNC alumni myself. I graduated in 1996 with my nursing degree, my BSN in nursing. So you've been pretty busy lately doing a lot of political stuff. Tell us about this bill that you were working on.
Absolutely, Anthony. House Bill 114 in Wyoming is actually a bill that was titled to abolish gun-free zones in the state of Wyoming. Big point with it was to kind of remove the gun-free zones on schools, churches, community-type buildings, things like that. It was going to maintain a lot of the restrictions on things like federal grounds, military bases, things like that. But anybody with a concealed carry permit was going to lawfully be able to carry on property that was previously marked gun-free.
But oh my God, if we take away these gun-free zones, won't children be dying everywhere? And I'll tell you right now, there are so many teachers and principals that I have trained over the last 4 years that are and have carried illegally, but they do that to protect the children and the student and the teachers, and they're doing the right thing. So keep in mind, they may be breaking the law, but morally and ethically, they are doing the right thing. Last year, we trained 30 school teachers from Briggsdale. Not only did we train them, but we also equipped them with weapons as well, because those guys are about 45 minutes out from any kind of help. So we were really, really happy and felt very honored to train them. But I want to just kind of give you guys a quick example of what he's talking about, gun-free zones, things like that. Looking at some statistics, what we find is if this is the home, and if you're not at home, you're probably at school. You know, and on the weekends you might even go to church. So here we are right there. And then, oh my God, yeah, we have to work, got to pay the bills. And then let's just say over here is the mall. Let's just kind of make that cover all recreation, you know, like snowboarding, going to the movies, all that kind of stuff. And so what we tend to do is we tend to look at these areas as safe zones, okay? Because you're not allowed to have a gun there, and there's signs at the mall that tell you you can't bring a gun in. And church, you know, they're probably going to frown on you showing up with a gun. And work, most likely, unless it's a gun store, probably aren't going to allow guns. So what people do is they like to look at these as safe zones, and the transit between those safe zones they consider the danger zone, okay? And so if you think about it, they think about this area as the ocean and it's full of sharks, and that's where they need to be on guard. They need to have their gun at the ready, their knives, their guns, their medical kits, all that kind of stuff. But here's where I'm just going to throw out some facts, okay? Because we have a class that we do for free, an active shooter class, and it shows that 51% of all active shooters happen at 0 grade all the way up to college, okay? 51%. 13% happen in churches. And if you think that the people that attack churches are these anarchists in, you know, trench coats and stuff, what we find almost 100% of the time is that when you have an active shooter at a church, it is a member of that church. Okay, so it's literally the guy or the girl sitting next to you. So then we got work, which comprises another 26 or some percent, somewhere around there. And then there's other numbers around there as well. But let's not forget that the most violent place in America, bar none, especially for women, is the home. Okay? So there is no such thing as a safe zone, and we create a gun-free zone. What happens is you give good guys no options, okay? And all a gun really does is give you options. It gives you a little bit of distance. So for example, if me and him were knife fighting or fist fighting, the reaction time, it's very, very fast. But if we're at further distances and I see a bad guy showing up with a pipe or something like that, the gun allows me to have distance to the bad guy. That's all it really does. And I want to thank you for advocating for us with this bill. So hopefully, what is going on with that now in the future?
So currently, unfortunately, there was kind of an action to water down the bill there in Wyoming. That doesn't mean the fight's over yet. This is actually a bill that's been in the making for at least the last three congressional sessions there in Wyoming. But we do still have a chance here during this current session, and if it does fail, we'll be back again next year to do the same thing and bring it back in full force.
How can people get involved to help you out?
Best thing to do is to hop onto the Facebook pages and just show your support. However, coming up this month, here in mid-April, is going to be the empty holster protest on college campuses. Nationwide, this is the Students for Concealed Carry's biggest protest. It kind of lets everybody know, hey, so I'm wearing a holster, it's empty because I'm not allowed to carry here. Thankfully, us in Colorado were allowed to, but up in Wyoming, they don't have that privilege. So the being able to kind of symbolically demonstrate, our being unarmed, even though we're licensed, permitted individuals who are trusted by the state to carry in all of these other areas. Not being able to carry at school is a huge, huge problem, especially when you see that number right there, 51% bad things happening there at school.
Thank you very much, Phil. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Absolutely.
Anthony Navarro, Colorado Shooting Sports.